Buckle up, because I'm about to drop some truth bombs that'll make veteran residents clutch their Linden dollars tighter than a koala hugging a eucalyptus tree, and newbies question my sanity faster than you can say, crikey. But hold on to your virtual hats, because this isn't your average how-to guide. This is the no-holds-barred, brutally honest advice about what it really takes to start your Second Life journey. We're diving into premium memberships, the cold hard facts about spending real money, and the social media strategies you'll need to truly plug into this virtual world. Whether you're a wide-eyed newbie considering joining Second Life, or a jaded veteran who thinks they've heard it all, stick around. Trust me, you ain't seen nothing yet. Ready to dive in? Let's get this virtual show on the road. First things first, if you can swing it financially, go premium. And I mean right off the bat. Yeah, I can already hear the collective gasp of free account enthusiasts. But before you unleash your army of freebie avatars to picket my virtual lawn, let me break it down for you. Second Life isn't just a game, it's a digital Everest with a learning curve steeper than the cliffs of the Great Ocean Road. You're not just learning to walk. You're learning to fly, teleport, and possibly defy the laws of physics. A premium account gives you a private base camp to figure out all this madness. Now, creating your avatar? Imagine trying to assemble a 1,000-piece puzzle while riding a kangaroo. That's what it feels like at first. You'll be bouncing between stores, juggling bodies, heads, skins, and clothes. With a premium account, you've got your own personal dressing room to experiment. No one needs to see your pants on head phase, trust me. But before you even think about splurging on that fancy tail or those dragon wings, do yourself a favor and park yourself at the Welcome Hub. Watch every single video. I know, it's about as exciting as watching paint dry in the outback sun, but it's important. Your first week should be all about understanding how to navigate this new world. It's like learning to walk before you run, except here, you might end up flying or teleporting instead. And if you're lucky enough to have mates already in Second Life, that's gold. They're your personal Sherpas in this digital wilderness. But even with them, having your own space to retreat to and process everything is bloody invaluable. Remember, in Second Life, you're not just playing a game. You're crafting a whole new you, a whole new life. And that, my friends, is worth investing in. So go on, treat yourself to that premium membership. Your future avatar will thank you. Now, brace yourselves, because here comes the kicker. On top of that premium membership, you're going to want to upload some dollary dues to your Linden wallet. Yeah, you heard me right. I'd say a minimum of $50. I know what you're thinking. But isn't Second Life free? Well, yes and no. It's free like a pub with no beer. Sure, you can go in, but where's the fun in that? Most of the good stuff costs money, and the first thing you'll want to splash out on is a decent body and head. Unless you're lucky enough to join during Black Friday or Christmas sales, you'll need to fork out some cash if you want to look like those stunning avatars swanning about. Now I get it. You can create a free avatar, and there are countless YouTube videos showing you how to scrounge up freebies. But that's like trying to build a sandcastle with a teaspoon. Possible, but bloody time-consuming and frustrating. Look, I don't like calling Second Life a game, but for the sake of argument, let's compare it to one. As an Xbox gamer, I fork out 150 Aussie dollars every year for a Destiny 2 expansion. And that's before I start buying cosmetics for my gear and emotes. It's the same with PC games like Once Human. Sure, it's free, but if you want the cool stuff, you're reaching for your wallet. The truth is, these days, free often means limited. Whether it's games, apps, or platforms, there's always something extra to buy. It's just the way of the world now, whether we like it or not. And yeah, I hear you. We're all on a budget. I'm not saying to go wild and blow your life savings. But if you want to really enjoy Second Life, setting aside a bit of cash for it is a smart move. Think of it as an investment in your digital social life. And yes, you've probably been told you can earn money in Second Life, and that's true. But before you can make enough money to afford anything, you may as well go and work one shift at Macca's or Woolies, because making money in Second Life is not that easy. And like any business, it takes time. So, there you have it. Premium membership and some Linden dollars in your pocket. It might seem like a lot up front, but trust me, it'll save you a lot of headaches down the road. And hey, you can't put a price on looking fabulous in your new digital life, can you? Alright, now that you've got your home base and you're working on your avatar, it's time to plug into the Second Life community. First up, sign up for a free Flickr account. I know, you're probably thinking, Flickr? What is this, 2005? But hear me out. In the world of Second Life, Flickr is still the place to be. Follow a few SL groups and you'll be up to date on all the latest trends. Whether you're into new releases, cool destinations, or even the kinky stuff, no judgment here. There's a group for you. Next, hop onto Facebook and create yourself a Second Life profile. Facebook's finally caught up with the times and now allows secondary profiles. About bloody time, if you ask me. You can have up to 4, so switch between them like you would on Twitter or Instagram. Join some Second Life groups. And let me tell you, there are more groups than there are sheep in New Zealand. It's the best way to socialize and stay in the loop. Now, you could use the official Second Life forums, but honestly, they're about as exciting as watching grass grow. Oh, and here's a hot tip. Bookmark a website called Essential Inventory, or Seraphim. They are goldmines of info on all the shopping events and sales happening in Second Life. If you're new and need to build your inventory, they are your new best friends. Shopping events are a great way to discover brands to follow. It's like a treasure hunt, but instead of gold, you're finding fabulous outfits and accessories. So there you have it. Flickr, Facebook, and Essential Inventory, your holy trinity for staying connected in Second Life. Spend 10-15 minutes each morning browsing these, and you'll be more in the know than a kookaburra in a gum tree. Before you know it, you'll be navigating the social scene of Second Life like a pro. Now, let's talk about something that'll save your sanity in Second Life: inventory management. If you don't follow any other tip from this video, take this one to heart. Managing your inventory in Second Life is harder than trying to herd cats, and you'll see plenty of folks whinging about it. Here's a ripper tip. Get yourself a tool like my wardrobe. Yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve, but Struth, it's worth it. I couldn't live without it now. It might take you hours to set up and figure it out, but once you've got it sorted, you can view and manage your inventory from your browser. It's a game changer. Now here's some inventory management 101 for you. First off, be ruthless. Delete all those demos, note cards, and landmarks. You've got teleport history, and stores and destinations in SL change faster than Melbourne weather. For brands you like, just go into edit mode, bring up the vendor's profile, and teleport from their pics. Next, rename your folders. Trust me on this one. You'll buy a boat, and for some reason, it'll be called Anything Bought Boat. So when you're searching for it later, you'll be up the creek without a paddle. And don't get me started on creators who use fancy symbols in their names. Rename everything so it looks neat and tidy. And speaking of those fancy symbols, what's the deal with that, eh? I mean, come on creators, Are you trying to summon some ancient Second Life deity with those hieroglyphics? Is there a secret competition for most unpronounceable brand name that I don't know about? I swear, some of these names look like someone's cat walked across the keyboard. Maybe they think it makes them stand out. But let me tell you, the only thing standing out is my confusion when I'm trying to find their stuff in my inventory. Most importantly, organize as you go. Every time you buy something, sort it right away. If you put it off, you'll end up with hundreds of unopened purchases that you won't even remember owning. It's like buying groceries and leaving them in the boot of your car. A waste of money and a big mess to clean up later. Look, most of us are guilty of letting our inventories get out of hand. It's like that junk drawer everyone has in their kitchen, but 1,000 times worse. So if you can avoid it, you'll be laughing. This is probably the most important tip in this whole video, so take it seriously. Remember, a tidy inventory is a happy second life. And trust me, when you're trying to find that perfect outfit for a party at 2 a.m., you'll thank your past self for being so organized. So get on it, and may your inventory always be as neat as a pin. Right, let's chat about viewers. Chances are you've downloaded the official viewer. Now, no offense to Linden Lab, but their viewer is about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. They've got a whole page of third-party viewers they've given the nod to, and you'll want to check them out. Choosing your viewer is a bit like picking your favorite footy team. Everyone's got an opinion. Take Black Dragon, for instance. It's built for photographers and often used as a secondary viewer if you get into the snapshot game. Then there's Firestorm, the most popular viewer out there. It's the one I use, so of course I'm going to recommend it. Keep an eye out for my upcoming video on it. But fair warning, it can be a bit heavy on your computer, like a koala after a eucalyptus binge. Another popular one is Alchemy. You might need to try a few viewers to find your perfect match. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, your computer. Second Life is hungrier for resources than a mob of roos in a veggie patch. The more powerful your computer, the better. If you've discovered Second Life via the app and don't even have a computer, well, you're in for a surprise. The mobile app is like a bicycle in the outback. It'll get you around, but you're missing out on the full experience. To really dive into Second Life, you need a decent computer. Now don't panic. You can tweak your viewer settings to ease up on your machine. Turn off mirror reflections, lower your draw distance, dial down those graphics settings. Sure, Second Life might end up looking like a PS1 game, but hey, it's all about what works for you. Me, I like everything maxed out. I want to see every blade of grass and every glittering star. But my PC can handle it. I started on an iMac, and crikey, that was rougher than a crocodile's back. I could barely move in my own house and had to live in a skybox like some kind of digital hermit. So, I bit the bullet and invested in a gaming PC. Built it myself to make sure it could handle Second Life like a champ. It's an important consideration before you even start your Second Life journey. A lot of people quit because their computer can't keep up and they can't afford to upgrade. If you're in the market for a new computer anyway, do yourself a favor and ask around for some recommended specs for Second Life. It'll save you a lot of headaches down the track. Remember, in Second Life, your computer is your passport to this digital world. Make sure it's up to the journey, or you might find yourself stuck at the gates, watching everyone else have all the fun. Right, so you've got your home, you're working on your avatar, you've set up your social media profiles, and you've got the basics down pat. Now comes the million-dollar question. What do you actually do in Second Life? This is where it gets a bit tricky because, unlike your average video game, Second Life doesn't come with an instruction manual or a final boss to defeat. Second Life isn't a game, it's a platform. And that's what throws people for a loop. People join for all sorts of reasons, and yes, some of those reasons might raise an eyebrow or two. But hey, it takes all sorts to make a world, virtual or otherwise. The possibilities in Second Life are about as endless as the outback. This virtual world isn't just about replicating your real life. It's about exploring interests, experiences, and communities that might be out of reach in your physical world. Fancy yourself as the next big thing in music? Become a DJ and spin tracks at virtual clubs? Or maybe you just want to dress up and hang out at those clubs, chatting and dancing the night away. For the outdoorsy types, you can start a farm or go sailing, even if you live in a landlocked city in real life. Second Life also offers opportunities to explore aspects of yourself that might be difficult or impossible in your day-to-day existence. Some folks use it to explore their kinky side in ways they can't in real life. If you're looking for love, you can date and even have virtual babies, if that's your cup of tea. The key is to think about what interests you, regardless of whether they're part of your real life routine. Always been fascinated by Victorian era culture? Join a steampunk community. Love fantasy but can't find a local D&D group? Immerse yourself in a medieval role-playing sim. You can also utilize skills you might not be able to use professionally in real life. Maybe you're a fantastic artist stuck in an unrelated day job. Here, you can open a virtual gallery. Or perhaps you're passionate about teaching, but circumstances prevent you from doing it as a career. In SL, you can set up classes on any topic you're knowledgeable about. Some people even turn their Second Life activities into content creation, becoming bloggers, photographers, or social media influencers focused on virtual fashion and landscapes. Remember, it's not just about replicating your real-life skills or starting a business, though you certainly can if that interests you. It's about finding communities, exploring passions, and experiencing things that might not be possible in your physical world. Whether it's niche interests, creative expression, or just connecting with like-minded people from around the globe, Second Life offers a platform to expand your horizons in ways you might never have imagined. That's why Second Life isn't considered a game. There's no storyline with an ending. You make your own story, and it only ends when you decide to log off for good. Of course, if you do want more traditional game experiences, they're here too. You can shoot zombies, gamble on machines for some free lindens, or check out immersive games from creators like MadPea. Just remember, these often cost a bit of dosh, hence why I banged on about bringing some money earlier. The beauty of Second Life is that it's whatever you want it to be. It's like a blank canvas, waiting for you to paint your virtual life on it. So don't be afraid to try new things, meet new people, and really explore what this digital world has to offer. Who knows? You might just discover a whole new side of yourself along the way. Safety in Second Life is as important as wearing sunscreen at Bondi Beach. Don't share personal information, don't click on dodgy links, and for the love of all that's holy, don't send money to that Nigerian prince avatar promising you millions of Linden dollars. And while we're on the topic of dodgy characters, let me give you a heads up about a bloke named Kevin. He's an avatar that's always begging for money. If you see him, just keep walking. Treat him like that weird uncle at family barbecues. Smile politely and back away slowly. Now, you'll also come across trolls, spamming groups, and asking for just a few lindens, promising to pay you back. Let me save you some trouble. They're about as likely to pay you back as a kangaroo is to sprout wings and fly. These are scams, plain and simple. Here's a good rule of thumb. Don't give out lindens to anyone unless it's a friend you trust, you're making a purchase, or you're tipping someone for a service. Treat your linden dollars like you would your real money. You wouldn't hand over your wallet to a random stranger on the street, would you? Remember, in Second Life, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Keep your wits about you and your lindens in your pocket. Stay safe out there, and don't let the Kevins of the virtual world take you for a ride. Here's a little side note about spending your hard-earned lindens. One way you might find yourself parting with your virtual cash is through tipping. It's not just a nice gesture. It's how many DJs and venues keep the virtual lights on. If you're enjoying the tunes at a club or the atmosphere at a cool spot, consider tossing a few lindens their way. It's like buying a round at the pub. It keeps the good times rolling. Everyone uses Second Life differently. Some are all about decking out their avatars in the latest digital fashion. Others couldn't care less about looking flash, and instead spend their time and money hopping from one music venue to another, or browsing art galleries. Maybe you're the type who'd rather spend your lindens on a fancy skybox with a view. Or perhaps you're happy just chatting with mates in a free sandbox area. The point is, there's no right way to enjoy Second Life or spend your money. It's your Second Life, after all. You might be a social butterfly, a virtual shopaholic, a digital art connoisseur, or just someone who likes to log in and chill out. So don't feel pressured to splash the cash if that's not your style. But if you do decide to spend, remember that those tips and purchases often support the creators and performers who make Second Life the vibrant, diverse place it is. Whether you're here to party, create, explore, or just escape for a bit, Second Life's got something for everyone. It's like a buffet. Take what you like, leave what you don't, and don't be afraid to try new things. Just remember to tip your server. DJ. Now, if you've decided to skip the premium membership but still want a little slice of virtual paradise to call your own, don't worry. You've got options. Renting in Second Life is big business. Bigger than the Sydney real estate market on steroids. You can rent on the mainland, which is like living in the suburbs. Or, if you're feeling fancy, you can rent an entire island. It's like being Richard Branson, but without the billions. Maybe you're not the decorating type? No worries. You can rent fully decorated homes that look like they've jumped straight out of a design magazine. Or if you prefer the high life, literally, you can rent a skybox floating above it all. For you nautical types, you can even rent a berth for your boat. That's right. Your virtual yacht needs a virtual home too. Now, here's a little secret. Even if you do go premium, you might find yourself renting additional properties. It's not uncommon for residents to have several homes in Second Life. Unlike real life, where having a secondary home in Monaco or LA might be as likely as finding a meat pie at a vegetarian barbecue, in Second Life, you can live large with multiple properties without breaking the bank. But remember, all this virtual real estate does come at a cost. This is where that extra cash we talked about earlier comes in handy. Of course, if you're not fussed about having a private space, you can always log in at a public area. Just be prepared to change your outfit in public. It's like those nightmares where you show up to school starkers, except everyone else is doing it too. If you're shy about changing in public, some stores and venues offer changing rooms for a bit of privacy. And there are always sandbox regions where you can unpack and try on your new gear without an audience. The bottom line is, Whether you want a mansion, an island, a skybox, or just a quiet corner to call your own, Second Life's got you covered. Just remember, virtual real estate may be cheaper than the real thing, but it's not free. Budget accordingly, and happy house hunting. Well, I could go on yakking about Second Life until the cows come home, but I reckon 3 hours of me droning on might send you into a virtual coma. Besides, I'm sure plenty of you seasoned Second Life veterans will be chucking your 2 cents into the comments. So newbies, do yourselves a favor and have a squiz at those comments for more perlers. This guide's just the tip of the iceberg, or should I say, the top of Uluru. If you're hungry for more info, you can check out my book. It's chockers with explanations about Second Life, how it all works, and there's even a picture guide for you visual learners. Because let's face it, trying to explain Second Life without visuals is like trying to describe Vegemite to someone who's never tasted it. Nearly impossible and potentially terrifying. To my regulars, cheers for sticking around. You're legends, the lot of you. And to you, potential new Second Lifers, welcome aboard, and don't be a stranger. Come say hello, will ya? Now, if you're feeling a bit homesick for the land down under, I've got just the thing. There's a link to my region, Aussie Shores, where you can hang out for free with koalas and kangaroos. Oh, and did I mention sharks? Yeah, there might be a few of those ready to turn you into shark bait, because it wouldn't be virtual Australia without a bit of danger, right? And if you're looking for a place to call home, I've got rentals available too. So whether you want to just visit or settle down in a little slice of virtual Oz, Aussie Shores has got you covered. It's a bonza way to experience the Aussie lifestyle, minus the sunburn, and with 100% fewer real shark attacks. This is Priska Newell, signing off. If you liked this video, smash that subscribe button harder than a kangaroo on a trampoline, chuck us a like, ring that bell, and all that YouTube jazz. And remember, in Second Life, the only limit is your imagination, and maybe your computer's processing power. Catch you in the next video, and I'll see you in world. Stay safe, have fun, and watch out for those virtual drop bears.